Welcome to the bold analysis. One of the most disturbing factor in the Kenyan political space is what is called dishonesty. And right from the word go, the president made a mistake during the Sagana interview by kickstarting the Mount Kenya tour with a lying tongue. I am a bit convinced that it was part of the strategy to woo the people. Today, Inooro FM is opening a lid on how security officers, the police and the chiefs, and the president's handlers went and cheated some traders in Laikipia and Nyeri to abandon their businesses and close shops so that they could turn up to attend the president's event with a promise that they were going to get some stipend.
Na nawaomba wale wanaenda kumsikiza msikubali kundanganywa. Sisi tuliandikwa majina, tutalipwa, tutoke kwa soko, tuanze biti yetu, hatukulipwa hata shilingi 5.
Ojuria ya maugite kiria kimarorakite ni ati marathingiririo kuhinga biashara tene na ni undu umatwarite hathara nene.
Entokera kiramakiria mono ni ethira turacokeria ara twari a Moi askari guskuma kenda umba gwita mucemanio kaethira tena right ciaku we ugo mwanadamu.
Na nilishangaa sana kuona wakati ule wakati umerundi ule wa President Moi alikuwa anafungiza watu nduka waende kwa kasi. Mimi kama hii ndimu yangu na usanga iliharibika neti 5 na hii ndimu ndiyo nakulanga.
Ihinda-inĩ rĩu ni magithitie kiene tabarĩra iria president arokite kuhingura.
Horo ria Ruto araririe wegie thoko ino arokite kurora ri araugire ndahe contractor mieri 2 ahingure hau nigetha ingirwo ni andu uguo araugire thoko thiini athi haria nja wa thoko ri arauga ndahe contractor na twaria nake mieri thiko naite iyo ni mieri 3 uguo noguo arokite kuga horo wegie thoko. President aume Nairobi oke uge ciugo icio igire thiini wa thoko ni ahitetie
project cia barabara iria cireragwo cingurwo ri ni project cia nuthu kilomita ugakora barabara ta ya Vivo ri na Trojani ri ni ya nuthu kilomita na tinjake
ni kirathi kiria arahingurire haha na kioro ri kionjuri no ahingure Ruto kuma Nairobi guka ni arahuthirwo hana ni andu ake.
Thengia yoguo maugite ni maronire wanangi munene wa mbeca cia muingi hari ndege na ngari iria irokite na president na andu ake.
Naweza chunga pesa ya watu aje ukikuja na hizo ndege zote gari zimetoka Nairobi na dereva peke yake zitumie mafuta na ni pesa ya wananchi. Anatufinya na
president araumire na ndege 7 okuri araumire aroka ararandi haha. Project ĩrĩa turokire kuhingurirwo ya mbere ni kirathi kimwe kia 500,000 haha.
Guku kuri kumwe gwa kuria mutongoria wa bururi arakorirwo akiamukirwo na njira nene no kuo andu aya macokete makaruta icera riake mahitia na njira nene ni undu wa maundu matiganite maria makorirwo magithii na mbere muthenya wa ira. Handu-ini ha Inooro TV di kaunti-ini ya Laikipia jitagwo Githui wa Wairimo.
I cannot blame these traders. Even business is not doing well. And when you get a promise that you are going to get some 2,000 shillings at the end of it all, I think they could take the risk. Now what then comes out is that those people have not been paid. They were not paid for that work. And of course, it was a strategy to mobilize. There is one thing that William Ruto realized, that when you put money, Kenyan, we are going through circles. We're going through a difficult season as a country. And sometimes when you avail goodies like cash, people will just avail themselves for whatever you want them to do. And this really makes me pick what Muturi is saying. I remember the president saying that Justin Muturi told him that he had not served, he had not been in practice, in legal practice for long. Even though he had served as a magistrate and later as a speaker for 10 years, and so that Muturi asked him for a change that Muturi told him he could not deliver as an Attorney General.
Resolution on the way forward. This because, ladies and gentlemen, apart from the fact that I was personally affected, there are several Kenyan families, friends, and relatives of Kenyan youth who still are missing. Others have been found dead, and others released after undergoing a lot of torment. The third cabinet meeting took place on the 11th of March 2025 at State House, Nairobi. Unlike in the other two, I had been invited and sent the agenda for the day. The item on abductions and extrajudicial killings was still missing on the agenda. Once again, I wrote directly to the President in a letter dated 10th of March, again referring to the previous two letters and reiterating my position. And I did beseech the President this time around to direct that the vexing issue of abductions and extrajudicial killings in our country be prioritized and placed on the agenda for any future cabinet meetings. Ladies and gentlemen, to date, the President has never acknowledged receipt nor responded to any of my letters, clearly thereby indicating that the matter of abductions and extrajudicial killings is not worthy of his attention or that of the cabinet. After each cabinet meeting, as you all know, we, and I in particular, regularly receive, without failure, a dispatch from the cabinet indicating all the matters that have been discussed and the decisions thereof, but the matter of abductions and extrajudicial killings has never been discussed. I was therefore, like many Kenyans, was surprised to hear the President on live television on the evening of the 31st of March stating that the issue had been discussed in cabinet and had been resolved. Since my reasons for not attending cabinet are clearly stated in the letters that I have referred to, the inference one draws from my sacking is that raising the issue of abductions and extrajudicial killings must be terribly annoying to the President. It is no wonder that those closest to the President have variously been in different fora calling for my resignation and or sacking. From what I've stated above, it is clear that what the President has said about my not attending cabinet meetings is untrue and perhaps confirms what we have been seeing on social media, where many Kenyans are overwhelmingly doubting anything that the President says. It was shocking to hear the President in the same televised interview saying that upon assuming office, he disbanded a police squad which, in his own words, had been responsible for the abductions and killings of people and dumping their bodies in River Yala and Athi River. There is no doubt that I was sacked because of my stand, a very firm stand on the abductions, on the issue of abductions and extrajudicial killings, and not because of the so-called absconding of cabinet meetings. But I dare say this, if the intention was to silence me, unfortunately, they have dialed the wrong number. For I will never tire of fighting for the rights of the people of this republic, no matter what it costs.
And really, that was a big lie. Today, Muturi has told off the President and explaining, in fact, he also said that he sacked Muturi because Muturi absconded his duties. In a very heated presser on this Wednesday evening, the former Attorney General and outgoing Public Service CS, Muturi, after handing over to Musalia Mudavadi, told the president that March is going to come and he should stop lying. Now, this is going to gain momentum. And I've seen an attempt. I've looked at the kind of events, the kind of projects launched. Watu watadanganywa. And, you know, what really puzzles me is the way people are buying in. People are buying, you know. Lakini ile kudanganywa watu wanachezewa hapa. Yani kuna mchezo. And some people are buying it. But then it will be dangerous, even for President Ruto's own re-election, decides to take that angle of just using the lying tongue as a tool to manipulate. I've seen promise. There is a strategy I'm realizing. He launches a project. Then after launching that project, he says, I realized that nilieka pesa kidogo, so I've changed. And now I want us to build a bigger one. I came here, then I realized I need to build a bigger one. Then he goes back, starts saying, you know, I'm redesigning it so that I build for you a bigger one. And this is, hiyo ni mchezo ya market. Hapo kwa market, anakuja kulaunch one market. Then, after arriving there, he's saying, I've realized that, you know, I should not build for you one that goes at 50 million. I'm going to add so that I build for you one that goes at 250 or 300 million. So we are not going to build it now. And I've seen that. In some extent, two strategies. The other strategy is to tell you that nimeongea na huyo contractor na tukamfukuza. That we are blaming the contractor that was there had a problem. I'm realizing this, it is the same script.
Mimi nimeambiwa na mjumbe wenu huyu John Paul ya kwamba hii barabara yetu hapa, hii ya Adhero hapa juu, ambayo tulileta contractor, huyo contractor ametusumbua sana. Mimi nataka niwahakikishie sasa nimebadilisha huyo contractor tena, nimeleta contractor mwingine anaitwa Pacifica hapa. Na huyo contractor mpya nimempatia miezi 3. Nisipoona gazi anafanya vizuri, mimi nitamungoa tena. Nimempatia masharti ya kwamba hiyo kilomita imebaki tunataka ikamilishwe ndani ya mwaka moja kabla ya mwisho wa mwaka huu. Watu wa hapa tumekubaliana jameni. Huyu John Paul tena ameniambia kuna barabara zingine za town hapa ndogo ndogo. Na wewe John Paul, nimekubaliana na wewe na waziri ya kwamba tutakupatia shilingi milioni 200 ya kukamilisha ile barabara ndogo ndogo ya hapa town. Hii Meru town hapa. Ili town hapa iwache kuwa na matope, kwa sababu town ya Maua inaelekea kuendelea kuwa city. Ni hivyo ama sivyo ndugu zangu watu wa hapa Maua? Sawa sawa? Ati? Tumekubaliana? Tumekubaliana? Na mimi nataka niwaeleze ya kwamba wale ambao wametengeneza cartel ya miraa, watu wa cartel ya miraa, mimi nawaambia mambo yao ni matatu. Mambo yao ni mangapi? Either wakome na cartel ya miraa, ama mambo ya pili tuwapeleke jela, ama mambo ya tatu waende ile safari. Salala. Na ndio nimemueleza waziri wa kilimo juzi ya kwamba vile tunasaidia wakulima wa miwa wapate bei ya sawasawa, vile tunasaidia wakulima wa kahawa wapate bei ya sawasawa, hata hawa wa miraa lazima kama serikali tuwasaidie wapate bei ya sawasawa. Na ndio mnaona tumegazeti bei mpya. Mimi mwenyewe nimeongea na rais wa Somalia, nimeongea na rais wa Somaliland, Nimeongea na rais wa Jubaland ili tuweze kupata nafasi kubwa ya kupeleka miraa yetu huko, na mimi nawashukuru. Wakati bei ya miraa ilienda chini, mulisema hamutaki kuuza miraa yenu kwa bei ya chini, na sasa wamekubali bei mpya, na hiyo bei sasa ndio itaanza kutumika tuweze kuuza miraa kwa mahali ambapo wananchi na wakulima wa miraa wanapata faida.
When he's somewhere, when he's talking about incomplete roads, he's always blaming the contractor. Well, in real sense, contractors cannot fail to work if they are not paid. Yes, in this channel, I talk to many contractors. And they say, Kevin, there is no contractor who can't do the work when he's paid. But government work has been chaotic. The president comes and flags off, and you are given a lot of promises, and you feel this is a project that has arrived. After 2 months, everyone has gone quiet. You can't unlock the funding. So, remember, he was in Kirinyaga, in Meru. No complete market. And some markets, Kianjai, where he was talking about, Kianjai is not even complete. There is always this other twist and turns. I see someone debunking his lies on the Gen Z debate, interestingly here. So, will the people believe? And I know the president has mastered the art of using that issue of lying to wink the people. And it's not going to. In fact, this is what is going to cause him a very negative coverage in the media spaces, because there will be stories of fact checks. The fact check desks in the mainstream media are going to be more aggressive on covering the president, because someone just want to find out, is that the truth or is lying about it? There is always an element of the president is lying. Now, why this is here, and this is a danger on the tag of lying, there is a danger because he wants to continue manufacturing new promises, even without fulfilling the previous ones. But he wants to continue manufacturing promises because there is no complete project. So all you want to do is to promise what I'm going to do next. What I'm going to do next. So that is just a bit of it. Number two, president is very desperate to win back the people. The people left. Yes, of course they left. They're not buying in bit of it. Even if you look at the way the Mount Kenya rallies have been organized, they are more organized on talking to the people, more combatively trying to prove that rally is not supposed to target Mount Kenya. It's supposed to create a perception across the country that I still have the people. And there is an attempt. They've gone extra mile of even paying border guys in Kagio to mobilize. And if you take 500 border people, and these 500 of them, watu wawili. From 500 borders, you're going to get a crowd of 1,500. That's enough for you to get a photo. In a country with 400,000 voters, I've seen people amplifying those crowds. There is nothing big in those crowds. It is part of creating the perception. If you do the math well, you'll realize that it doesn't. I've seen people even sharing the kind of crowds Raila pulled in Nyeri. Walitoka. Raila and Uhuru had money. Hey, walitoka. Wakakura hiyo pesa. But on election day, moto. I don't know how people are going to believe the development pitch. And that is what should worry the president. That people will get worried when he says, I've developed this, I've developed that, at that bit of the scorecard. So it will be interesting to see how the things turn out. And I realize that is why the president has been avoiding media. In fact, he can't organize for a sit down with the mainstream media because he will be pressed. He's said so many things that now if he makes another interview, I'm sure if you make another interview today, there will be a serious contradiction on what was said in Sagana. So I think the virus of half-truths is bad, and it's not presidential.